talk to you guys about a lot of the combat sports are getting watered down. I'm an older cat, but I know they stream a lot of the older fights on UFC, the website, whatever they want to call it, Fight Pass. You ever watch the older shit? Dudes were fucking headbutting, slamming fuckers in the cage, all kinds of good shit, groin strikes, all that good shit. And that's a fight. That's what's gonna happen when you try to, choke somebody, pull a guard, whatever. I think a lot of the reason the rules changed it. I know there was some state stuff where the states were getting mad. They had 3 states they're still good at. I want to say it was Oklahoma, Alabama, Alaska. Pretty sure. Don't quote me, but they were getting ran out of states. But with the return of bare knuckle boxing, I think the states are lightening up on these rules, and I think that's great. I think the UFC should take the gloves off. We talked before about boxing and taking the boxing gloves off and using the 4 ounces. Well, why not have MMA take off the 4 ounces and go knuckle up? I think that's and let's go back to the old school. I think there's only 3 rules you really need. No eye gouging, no biting, and no groin attacks. And I know the original UFC had groin attack. I do think that's a little crazy, but everything else, let's get it, man. Soccer kicks, headbutts. I don't know if you know this or not, but first couple UFCs were made by the Gracies. I forgot his name, but and it was Taylor. It was basically an infomercial for the Gracies. You ever notice how he got the easiest fights, like the dude with the one arm with the one boxing glove? It's because his fucking uncle or cousin or some shit like that was running the UFC back then, and so they set him up. They set him up for the good fights. Shit, he knew he was gonna win, and so that's bullshit. But anyway, that's the way it worked. And then so wrestlers started taking BJJ guys down, Gracie guys, and they started holding the arms and headbutting them. Bah, bah, bah. Pretty easy to split them up, and so they eliminated that. The whole downward elbow thing. I know the rumor is about karate that but I think that's bullshit. I watch some of these Muay Thai guys. They're fucking vicious with that elbow. BJJ guys, they want to get hit with that shit. So again, the Gracie ran UFC eliminated the downward elbows. So like I said, MMA has gotten watered down too. And I'm an MMA guy. I love fights. I love all fights. Bellator, UFC, street fights, ghetto fights, whatever. As long as it's one-on-one fight, I'm about it. So fuck that. Let's bring it back. Headbutts, elbows, no gloves. Let's do it. BJJ. Everybody knows I'm not a fucking big fan of BJJ and BJJ tournaments. Every time somebody throws an arm bar, motherfuckers say, "Oh, that's BJJ," and that's just there's so many people that throw arm bars and But let's talk about their tournament structure, okay? Again, Gracie Pius or whoever, these guys. No slamming. Why? Because judo wrestlers slammed them on their fucking head, and they didn't like it. Why no neck cranks? Because the catch wrestlers were cranking. Same thing with the heel hooks, the reaping the knee and the leg. Catch wrestlers were getting them. Sambo guys were getting them. So they put on these tournaments and they look great because the rules are tailored to their sport. Instead of having like an open grappling forum where all styles are welcome, they tailor these rules to where only their schools who practice their rules do good. That's not real combat.